Alright folks, so I want to do a quick video about the 2-meter calling frequency, 146.52 megahertz. And the reason I'm doing this video is a little bit of a story behind it. So I've been a ham for about 4 or 5 years, and in that entire time, whenever I program a radio, I program it, one of the channels is 14652, or 52 for short. And I never, hardly ever hear any traffic or anybody calling or anything like that. I do use this frequency sometimes when I'm shooting a video and I'm testing a radio, and I'll just say, hey, this is me, and testing a radio, this is the radio on 14652. And I've done that a lot, and I never get anybody responding back. One time I did have somebody give me a little bit of sass, and they said, hey, that's not what this frequency is for. It's not for testing radios. It's for calling for help in an emergency or distress scenario. And that may be true. That may be the case. When I look it up, I see various reasons for people setting this frequency aside and for monitoring this frequency. Anyhow, fast forward to a couple of weeks ago. I was playing around with an SDR, and I was doing some monitoring, and I heard somebody at a local park, and he was on 14652, and he had set up a new Yagi, or directional antenna that he built, and he was just calling CQ. And so I responded, and I talked to the guy for a little bit, and it seemed pretty good. And so anyhow, I today happened to be in the same spot where that person was calling. I was in my Jeep, and I fired up my my radio, and I tuned into 14652. It's at a park with a little bit higher elevation, and I dropped my call sign, and I said I was monitoring, and I started to get people responding to me, and I thought that was a good thing. And the reason I do is, from my perspective, when anybody's using ham radio, it's a good thing. So, you know, those folks probably would not have gotten on the air if I didn't say I was monitoring the frequency. And, you know, met a guy local to me. It was kind of a good contact, good conversation. I'm not really 100% sure, though, that was the appropriate use of 14652. Again, what I hear is that the big argument is that if people start calling on it, you know, for, I don't know, parks on the air, or it doesn't really seem like a likely scenario, or just rag chewing, or just trying to talk to people or get contacts, then people stop monitoring 5.2. And I really think that that's the important piece, is that you want to monitor it. Again, I think my understanding is that you want to get on 5.2, make a contact, and move to another frequency. You don't want to spend a lot of time chit-chatting or gabbing. But I got to be honest, I really don't see a problem with somebody firing it up, firing up 5.2 on the radio, and just calling CQ and making a number of contacts, whether they're testing out a radio, whether they're testing out a install in their car, whether they're testing out an antenna. I like seeing the frequency being used, and I hope that this is a trend where more people get on the air. Anyhow, leave your thoughts below. I'm interested to hear them. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I have no idea. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.